So everyone loves the idea of running a business from anywhere. Either it's from a new country, either it's from the cafes, or if you think about it, they want freedom, they want to be able to travel, and all of those things. Now it sounds nice, but one thing you have to think about is when you're traveling to all different countries, you want to also think about, okay, what happens with your structure? What happens with your focus? What happens with the time zone? What happens with your energy, especially when it comes to different time zones? Okay, so have you ever thought about that? Most entrepreneurs, most solopreneurs, most digital nomads, or remote workers, they don't talk about those things. And the reason they don't talk about those things because that's the crude reality no one wants to listen to and everyone wants to ignore. And especially for the gurus who try to sell you something by getting into your mind, they don't tell you the truth. The reason they don't tell you the truth because they don't want to know the truth so that you say no to them and not buying their stuff. But I'm going to be open with you and transparent with you. If you want to be able to succeed online, either doing this as a side job or making it your core focus so you can earn a living from it, you are going to have to stay focused. You are going to have to make sure you utilize your money in a wise way. Because either you get unfocused, you get unmotivated, and you will start feeling burned out. Okay, that is the reality. Not because of geographical location, etc., but more so because of focus, feeling lonely, and in the end, feeling like you have nothing to show for, right? So if you're trying to build a location independent one person business, you have to focus on building momentum through having systems. If you don't have those things, you will destroy yourself and your future. Okay, now I'm saying that to you because the reality is nowhere you go, no one is going to try to save you or no one's going to care about you. I've been through that experience where I thought meeting new people, I thought working for many different companies, I thought that having close relationship with people meant something. For me, it meant something, but for them, it didn't mean anything. For them, it was like, okay, you came here, you helped me, awesome, I pay you, you're gone. I don't want to see you anymore. Next one. So their attitude was like that. Now, if you look at many different businesses out there, that is the attitude you see many of the CEOs or entrepreneurs have. They don't care about their staff. They're making six figures, sometimes seven, sometimes even more. But their staff is making what, five figures, maybe multiple five figures, but rarely that staff has freedom. The staff doesn't have freedom. They're working 6 days a week, they're working 8 hour shifts or even more. And on top of it, they don't have really a chance to go and travel whatever they want to do. They have to apply for vacation. They have to make sure things are done. They have to make sure things. It's like as if they went from the physical corporate job to a digital corporate job, but they don't have the freedom. Now, on the opposite side, you can build freedom, and the freedom will come, again, as I said, if you are disciplined, you have a skill, and you build systems. That's when you have the freedom, because then no one can tell you anything. Even if you're working a remote job, you can work a remote job part time. Or you can take the remote job and outsource the work, and then you stay getting the income. Meanwhile, you're outsourcing it. Someone might say, yeah, but that's cheating, or yeah, that is a ripoff, or yeah, that is not ethical. Bro, if you're providing a service, if you're providing some type of product, whatever it is, it's the same. If you want the freedom, you have to outsource to work. There is no other way of doing. Some people don't even outsource it with a human. They just use AI or they use a tool to facilitate the process, to make it faster. So if they had to work 8 hours on a project, they will use an AI tool to make it like 6 or 5 hours so that they can have 2 or 3 hours extra to do whatever they want. Isn't that smarter? Yes, it is. Now, would your, I would say, boss or would your manager would like that? No, they won't because they want you as a slave. They want you to do whatever they want. So then you have to think, okay, if you want to get out, how can I just basically build a system to get out, right? And if you manage to get out, then you have to think about, okay, how are you going to manage your time? Because most people think geography is the hard part or the difficult part or the bottleneck here. But it's not geography. It's you and how you focus on your skill or systems that you've built. Because if you're able to focus on those and optimize those, you're able to make money on the side whether you're working or not. An example I can give you is this. Many people ask me, Renald, you talk so eloquently, you talk so nice, you make it sound so easy. Is it indeed like that, or you're just BSing us just for me to buy something? I'm like, Hey, think about it for carefully. I'm telling you all the hard truths, all the reality that you will face, all the difficulties that you will go through, all the sacrifices that you will have to make to stay focused. Why? Because of time zone, because of culture, because of friends' influence, because of wanting to yourself curiosity, to wanting to know the places you're going to, traveling by many different countries, not being able to settle in, etc. So you have to think about it. I'm telling you all the difficulty stuff, which most entrepreneurs out there don't. Then you have to ask yourself, do you really think I'm trying to persuade you to buy something? No. I'm trying to help you to make wise decisions of which you benefit yourself and you feel capable of taking the decision because you understand all the ups and downs, all the unexpected things that you can encounter. And that is why most of the time what I see is that the real problem is not online business itself, but it's more of the fragility of people trying to travel without having a system or anything to back them up. Meaning, they got their first job, they have some money saved, they start traveling, but they don't have a system to keep the money coming in. And guess what happens? You come back and you're totally broke, right? You're starting off from scratch again. And I've experienced that myself. I've done it myself, and that is brutal, especially when you have things going wrong. Meaning, you just come from vacation expecting that, okay, now I'm gonna work on business to get things back and rolling. And guess what? You find out car broke down, family got into issue, or you had another issue that you needed to resolve and you needed to have capital to resolve it. And you're like, okay, now I'm back to ground zero, right? That those things happen. And that are things that are unexpected. So that I'm telling you the truth now, you can see that hey, I'm not BSing you around. I'm not trying to sell you something like that you have no clue what you're buying. I'm telling you the truth of what it takes in order for you to be self-sustained. And many people, many solopreneurs start out just relying on effort or having clients in different time zones or motivation in order to get started or trying to be everything to everyone every single day. And it doesn't make sense. Eventually, you get tired, you get burned out, you feel like nothing's going for you, you have nothing to show, and you feel lonely because you can kind of see every single one of you around you doesn't care. They don't care. Especially your boss or your manager, they don't care about you. As long as you are a slave to their system or their control, they don't care. I've seen a lot of gurus make 7 figures, make 8 figures. Some of them make 9 figures, but their staff only make 5 figures. That's it. Think about it for a second. Their staff is working around the clock, even weekends, okay, more than 8 hours for their boss, their CEO, the star of the company, the idol within the marketing community, to live a lavish lifestyle. Meanwhile, the staff works and earns less than 5 figure or barely scratching surface of 5 figure. And I'm like, what is this? This is greed at its finest. So you want to think that is the life you want to live, getting from the physical corporate to a digital corporate lifestyle? It makes no sense. And there's a lot of gurus out there people praise, but that is the thing that they focus on. Work, 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 work. And then you're like, are you serious? Why work, work, work? Wouldn't it be better if you work smarter rather than work, 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 and work more and outwork your competitor? I'm like, what the stupidity is that? Because humans weren't born to work. Humans were born to be creative, to explore, to travel, to get to meet people, to be able to claim areas like lands, build something. That is the purpose of us as humans. Why are we tying ourselves to a job or a person? Because they think working is, it's like, I find it stupid. I find it very, very demoralizing when I hear those people. But then again, you have to respect them that that is the thinking, and sadly, they're influencing a lot of people to go into that direction, which I'm totally against, but I'm not here to save the world. So if you are listening and watching this video, I hope I can reason with you so that you can make wiser decisions. Because traveling doesn't expose just the Wi-Fi issue. Traveling exposes a weak business model and a weak mindset when it comes to those things, right? And that's why when I travel, build these type of calendars. Meaning, I have a day-to-day activity calendar where I mark and check mark things that I've done. And here's an example. You see, for example, on Wednesday in the middle, I don't have everything completed. But it doesn't matter. I did it 2 days prior, I did it the day after, and then on Friday I took a rest in the morning again, right? So it allows me to be adjusting things as I go. And if I don't post it today, sure, I don't post it today. I continue tomorrow, right? The reason I do that is because my ideology is let me experience life. Now, it's difficult for people to understand that because some people think, hey, I'm gonna die tomorrow. I need to live to the fullest today. I need to work today. I need to make money today. I need to do whatever today. Fine. If you want to do it, it's totally fine. But do it because you want it, not because a guru told you. Because if a guru told you, you're a slave to the guru, and that's the worst thing you want to do, right? And what happens when the business isn't designed for mobility? What happens if you're not focused? What happens if you don't have a system? What happens if you follow someone and build their business model into your lifestyle? Meanwhile, your lifestyle is something you wanted totally different than what they wanted for you, right? Because they want you to be a puppet from them or for them under their control. This happens. The incomes become inconsistent, right? Content creating turns into chaotic. Decision fatigue starts creeping into your life. And you start questioning everything you've done to acquire that freedom. Because most people assume the solution is more work or more discipline in their work. But it's not that. Discipline can be saved by a broken system. In other words of saying, if you don't have a rigid, step-by-step task list that you can complete whenever you want to, on the day you want to, at the time you want to, what you're going to see is you're not going to be able to adapt to the circumstances when it has to do with travel. Meaning, when you travel, you're going to have different time zones. Again, you're going to go into different type of people with different type of mindset in a different culture. You're going to go to places you don't know. So it's going to take you time to adapt to the environment. You're going to probably encounter things that are unexpected. For example, for me, going to South America, experiencing a different area, I met someone there that invited me to do something that wasn't in my plan. So then you have to think, are you going to go to work or you're going to experience something new you never experienced before? It's a decision you have to make. And if your business is reliant on you to every single day be there because you have clients abroad, because you have clients in different time zones, because your business depends on sales calls and you have to be there, all those things, guess what? You're not going to be able to experience that new experience in your life. Why? Because you have to be working. And that is kind of stupid because supposedly you're there to explore and get the new experiences. But now you end up working. Like, it does not make sense, especially if you have a family with you, especially if you have a wife or a girlfriend with you, it does not work out. So why the heck would you bring them all over there to sit in the bedroom or sit in the hotel 24/7? Like, it's like a prison. You cannot get out, right? So running a business across multiple countries is something that you have to think about in the sense of your time, the way you conduct yourself, your standards, and how your emotional level is when it comes to your thinking, your way of behaving, how you do your stuff, etc. And that is what we call raising your standards. Now, it's easy for me to talk about it because I've been through it, I've experienced it, I've talked with other people about it, I've done it multiple times, and eventually as well, you also kind of see that eventually you start seeing that, hey, for me to be able to keep on living that lifestyle, I probably have to, like slow it down a bit in the sense of at the beginning, I used to do it every 3 months, 4 months, etc. Maybe like every quarter because it's super fun, exciting, etc. But then you start seeing like, hey, that is this excitement starts going down, and that is not the purpose. The purpose is how can you live a life where you are experiencing many different things one at a time, but immersing yourself into it, so that it doesn't become like a dopamine effect, but it becomes a real life experience you have memories from and with people you want to have them with. Okay, so I stopped. How do I work harder traveling? I stopped that ideology and started thinking, what kind of business deserve travel? Okay, what kind of business deserves to travel? So when you read that, I want you to think, what kind of lifestyle, business, or standards you want to have, and you can write it down as well, you want to have in order for you to be able to really enjoy and immerse yourself in wherever you travel to or wherever you go to. Okay, the answer became non-negotiable eventually. Okay, so if you focus on one clear niche, okay, it might be marketing, it might be e-commerce, it might be crypto, it might be something else, but you focus on one niche, you find or you build, you can find something out there and take information from it and then add your information to it and customize your own product, or you can create your own high leverage product, offer, whatever you want to do, okay? But you focus on one. And then you have one predictable inbound system, okay? Something you get inside. I use a newsletter. You guys might use something else. It's totally up to you what you want to do. My newsletter I use is Beehive. That's my platform. It has multiple facets. It doesn't charge you for hosting products, and even if you sell product, they don't take a percentage from it like many other products do. So if you want a platform that I personally recommend, I want to check it out in the description below, because you're able to see all the benefits from it. And you can build, again, you can design it, build your product, sell your product, do coaching, you have calendars, everything into it. Okay, so you can check it out. But the idea is for you to have a system. If you don't have a system, it's not going to work out for you. On the other side is that an operator, don't depend on location or energy, right? Think about it for a moment. Either you're in Dubai, you're in the US, you're in Europe, you're in South America, you're in Asia, it doesn't matter. What matters is, what system do you have that keeps driving traffic, keeps driving inbound leads, keeps selling your offer for you while you're sleeping, while you're traveling? What system do you have? If you don't have the system, if you want to have the system, you want someone to help you build that system, hey, just contact me. I'm more than happy to help you. And on a weekly basis, we work one-on-one. I don't work in a group setting, because my idea is not hoard on group people in order to make myself rich and don't care for them, because I see that a lot as well. A lot of groups out there, school groups, Facebook groups, Discord groups, every type of groups. In the end, most people in that group fail because they don't get the attention they need, they don't get the instruction in a way they understand, and third, they're not able to follow through with all the things that are being given in one throw. Okay, so they're like someone getting a water hose in their face. But with me, I do it one-on-one, and I do it at your pace. So if you want weekly one-on-ones, we can spend 1 or 2 hours a week, go through the steps one by one, build it together so that you get everything dialed in a proper manner. And then from there, you can see, you start living the lifestyle, right? So it becomes something, instead of a fantasy or a dream, it starts becoming something, a reality that you design. And that's why I coined the term like design your life, because that is the plan. You want to be able to sit somewhere fully relaxed, be able to think clearly, think on what you want to do, think on all the possibilities, listen to maybe a podcast or something, and map out your stuff, rather than, oh, I have to jump on a call, oh, I have to do this meeting, run here, but do that, and that client's complaining, but I have to deliver it. Like, that lifestyle is chaotic. No one wants that lifestyle. Even though everyone is doing it because that's fancy, but no one wants that. So if you want a quieter lifestyle, you have to think, what is the system you have built? And if you haven't built one, who are you gonna acquire as a mentor in order for them to help you build it? If you want me to help you, I'll be more than happy. My contact's below in the description. If you want to go to someone else, sure, go ahead, no problem. And study them, see what they're doing, look at their newsletter, look at their offer, look at, ask their questions, look at their YouTube, whatever, ask them questions. And if you guys get questions, or you have questions watching this, just comment in the comment box. Leave me a question. I'll reply with the audio or maybe text, whatever I'm able to send you that moment. But it's for you to understand that it's not about persuading you to buy. It's about helping you make wise decisions and reason with you why this is important, especially when it comes to your mental health, especially when it comes to your enjoyment, and especially when it comes to your personal fulfillment in order for you to achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. All right, guys, so if you want to work with me, you can basically comment systems or check out link in the description. Either than that, I appreciate you for watching this video. Hope I was able to transmit some type of logical information to you that you can make wiser decisions when it comes to your solopreneur one-person business. And other than that, if you want to work with me, my links is below. Fill out the form. I'll be able to understand how I can help you, and then from there, give you some recommendation of how you can work with me. Appreciate it. I see you next in the next video. Take care.
Hey! Let's go! That's my track.